what's going on, everyone? Um, Today I'm going to do a review on how you could have caught the long setup and how or what I was looking at whenever I shorted the market. So remember, this is not financial advice. Everything I say or do is just from my own experience. Um, so This morning, by the time that I sat on my computer, I had already missed the long. I sat down somewhere around this time, but I had seen what I was looking is on the higher time frame. I was looking for a London session sweep low, and I was looking for this London high to be taken, and then yesterday we had that PM session over here. Um, I was looking for that. I was looking to target that. Um, so I also noticed this high here. We did not sweep that London high. So this we started reversing right here. So since we left it there, that was equal highs to me. So I was looking to target this high, and then I was looking to target this high. And then on the higher time frame, we had swept this low here. So ES came right here and took this low at this time. So this was SMT, and that was at 940. Here is your CSD. That was at 942. That would have been the perfect entry. This is CSD. And then let me explain to you how you could have caught that short. I mean that long. Um, all right, so I'm gonna zoom in here. So this bearish candle, you see how this one closes more bullish than that one? We order flow changed right there, right? And then when this candle here at 942, you see how it wicks down, it touches the order block. As soon as it retraced down, that would have been a good entry for you. I mean, this would have been my entry, okay? I wasn't at my desk, so there's that. So I would have targeted these equal highs, which was the London highs, and then the yesterday PM session. This would have been my final target. So TP1, and then that would have been the. Honestly, I would have taken TP1, and I probably would have my runners would have probably been stopped out, to be honest, because if we were still bullish, I would have had this as support. So I would have wanted to see this fair value gap. So my runners would have been somewhere down here. So my first take profit would have been hit, and then my runners probably would have been stopped out right here when you see this retracement. But I mean, everybody trades different. Some people just go break even, and their final TP would have got hit. So uh, for the short, what I was looking for, we're still in the time of interest. We took London highs, and then we took the the PM session, the PM session highs from yesterday. We took them. This here as well is a previous 90-minute cycle. Um, so this was taken, right? Previous 90-minute cycle. We took London highs. We took PM session highs. There was a huge SMT. Um, at that time, there was a huge SMT right here. And then we had SMTs here as well. So we had double SMT. And then whenever we started closing below this, we started display, it started closing more bearish. The order flow changed. What I did is I waited for this fair value gap to get disrespected. So this was disrespected. You see how this candle here at 10:12, it closed more bearish than below here. So it disrespected this. It becomes an inverse fair value gap. Whenever we retraced up, you can see right here, that's my entrance. So we come, I used this wick. You can use wicks as POIs as well, or PDRAs. So that was my entrance. Stop loss was, I think, somewhere around there. Look at the execution video. And I was targeting this low, and then I was targeting all the way to this low, which is London lows. So because we had SMT on both sides of the market, you really don't know. You don't know exactly which way we're gonna go, right? Because I'll show you the higher time frame. Um, it, it could have gone either way. It was 50-50 to me on the bigger time frame. So I enter there, and then we close below these wicks here. I use these wicks as well for as a PDRA. So if you've seen a lot of the ICT videos, ICT mentions that wicks you can use them as other PDRAs. They're considered as well like fair value gaps. They're gaps. So whenever we close below this wick, I want to use it as resistance down. Okay, so that's why I entered whenever we retrace up again. I added another entry there, and then right here on the 1 minute time frame, there was an SMT here. Look at the execution video. I label everything, and then back test it yourself so you can see. So um, here, I always like taking partials along the way because this is a great example. We ended up getting SMT down here as well. So ES came and took these. Is it ES? Let me look at the where. Yeah, ES came again, took this low. So I was taking partials and I was moving my stop loss because if we were still bearish, remember, because if we're in a sell program, this is what saves me a lot from It saves me a lot from taking like losses, or if it goes against me, I'm either going to go break even or my runner is going to be stopped in profit. So the way that I have my psychology, or my that helps me, like, um, just the way that I like thinking about it, right? I don't care if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, mm, you know, I'm gonna get stopped out in profit. So, I, if we're in a sell program, if we're truly in a sell program, it's gonna go straight to TP, which my higher time frame is gonna tell me that I'm gonna go to these London lows, right? Low hanging fruit is gonna be this 90-minute cycle right here. So I had TP somewhere right here. My other TP was here. This was my other sell side. Um, so if we're gonna go to my TP, I should start moving my stop loss, and all of these other PD arrays on the left side. I believe I used these fair value gaps here, and I wanted to use them as inverse fair value gaps. So these here, you see how this candle closed more bearish? We should retrace. We can retrace into them, but I want to keep using these as resistance lower, right? As soon as we start disrespecting the PD arrays on this side, on the left side, then the order flow is going to change. Because look, you see how it closed above? It closed above it. We disrespected this, and now we're going to use it as support to go back up. So look how that's where it took me out, because my stop loss was somewhere up here. Um, So it took me out. Then it comes right back. Look at the wick. You see how it respected it? It comes right back. It balances out. It rebalances, and it starts closing more bullish. It comes back. It touches halfway, and then it starts. It just starts taking off. So I took partials, and then my runners got stopped. So I'm okay with that. It's a win for me. And then I'm gonna show you on the higher time frame. Like right now, this is what I'm expecting is we're going to retrace somewhere right now in the PM session. I'm expecting some type of retracement, some type of liquidity grab, maybe a previous 90-minute cycle. Um, like this here, this looks like liquidity, right? This looks like a previous 90-minute cycle. That looks like liquidity to me. So I expect some type of retracement on the higher time frame, and then this would be the target because this is previous day high. Okay, so let me look at the hourly, and I'm going to show you my bias on how I was looking at everything. So all right, previous day high. Okay, so if we look here, this was the PM session. This was London high. Let me erase all of this stuff here. All right, so we have this. I didn't know which way we were going to go leading today, right? We have this hourly um we have this hourly fair value gap, and then we have previous day low here. We're in between, right? We're in the middle. Previous day low, previous day high. So we're either going to target this low or we're going to target this high, right? On the higher time frame, what have we done? This is previous week's low. Previous week's low. We take previous week's low. If we were still bearish, right, we can use previous week's low to keep going lower, right? So what do? We retrace previous week's low. and we go lower. We close above it. So order flow changed bullish. Order flow changed bullish. We disrespect this, so then we turn bullish, right? Yesterday, we closed bearish. So order flow changed just briefly right here. So what happens when you take one of I want to look at order flow, right? I always have to look at my higher time frame. Normally when we take previous week's low, we're going to target previous week's high, right? So previous week's low, so the buy side should be previous week's high. The reason why I was still 50-50 is because the way that we closed yesterday, right? So we have these fair value gaps here, and we close below them, and then we're still in here in the middle, right? This morning we were somewhere right here. So the way that I was seeing it is like we can go target these lows or we can go target these highs. That's what I was thinking in the morning. What did I see? I see this as a bearish fair value gap, right? As a civvy. So mark it as red. And then I see these as liquidity. These highs are liquidity. So what happens? The market comes, creates SMT during a time of interest. That's why I took the short. But we had SMT on both sides, right? So here, this previous day low, Dow Jones comes and takes this low. So then you have SMT here as well, right? That's why you have to take profits because sometimes your entry will not go all the way to TP, right? So then we have these SMTs here, all of these fair value gaps here on Nasdaq are holding. You can look for long entries around that time of interest. And look, this is the final destination. Final destination is previous day high. Um, the thing is like your bias is not always going to be 100%. All right, so you just got to follow your rules, and you have to. For me, it works, right? I move my stop loss all the time. I move it all the time because I know in my mind if I'm on the wrong side of the market, one, I'm taking profits, right? I'm taking profits along the way, and if I'm wrong, if like here that I was wrong, the stars lined up for me, right? Everything lined up for me. In my model, we took London high, we took PM session high, we took 90-minute cycle high, we have SMT, there's CSD. So we should go the way that, it's a mechanical system that I follow, and I'm taking profits along the way. And right here, in this leg right here, this is telling me that we are in a sell program. So if we're in a sell program, I'm okay with moving my stop loss and taking profits because I know that the PDRA should be respected. And if they don't get respected, then I'm wrong. And I get stopped out, but I get stopped out in profits. So I hope that makes sense. Um, I'm probably not going to trade the PM session, but what I'm expecting again